This'll transition perfectly into like the start of the podcast, right? Is like I wrote a bunch of notes about some of the like financial stuff we might talk about. Look, I'm shaking them in the screen. Maybe I've animated myself holding notes. Oh, that sounds like a pain.
And here's my laser pointer whip.
No, oh my god. Oh, Mike, I'm so sorry. The cameraman, this is so, cameraman, please turn the camera and look at what he's doing. It's so cool. Don't look at me. I'm standing perfectly still. But oh my God, he's just whipping 1,000 guns out of people's hands. I'm paralyzed by how cool the things he's doing are. I can't move. I can barely blink.
Tell me you can't animate it without telling me you can't animate it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Economy of Nothing podcast. I am your host, Mike Allen, the man, the myth, legend, aka Mr. Green, aka Mr. Mike. Follow with my co-host here today, Captain Tracy, aka the Kanye West of cartooning, aka Mike Bedont. Say hello.
Hello, my fellow cosmic travelers.
Hello, travelers and listeners. Thanks for coming back. Go to theeconomyofnothing.com, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, dude, it helps. Like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. You gotta say it a bunch. Like
Anyways, on this week of The Economy of Nothing.
Don't cost nothing.
Doesn't cost nothing. This week's episode of The Economy of Nothing, we're going to talk about H-1B visas and big tech and how it's ruining everything. Also, the AI circular investing loop that seems to haunt us and keep us chained and enslaved into the S&P 500. Also, why the heck doesn't Indiana Jones not use his whip as often as he should? And last but not least, Google quantum theory breakthroughs and the laws of thermodynamics. Get your panties wet, folks. We're about to take a ride on the economy of nothing.com.
Can I? I know. I don't want to ruin your run of show right here at the very beginning of the show, but
Yeah.
I feel like in the first episode of this show, and I know that's not true because the first episode of this show was me and Ryan talking about the theme song. At some point on this show, you said something like you said something before about people having figured out quantum computing. Like,
yes.
Can you start with this one? I don't know this story,
Okay.
and I'm like,
all right.
what?
So,
I know it's bullshit, but I don't.
First
know
off, you're gonna want to break in and cut me off. Just hold your tongue for like count to 30 seconds, but like
look. Can
count,
you see?
Right?
Can no one? You know what? This is an audio. You know what else we should mention? This is an audio podcast. Go to your audio podcast server of choice and give it 5 stars. What are you doing?
Yeah, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and you can go to our internet page, economyofnothing.com.
Watch the first bit of the YouTube where we're all animated and silly, and then download the podcast and listen to the
Also, listen to the theme song. It goes super hard. Anyways, so we're going to get right into it today, listeners and subscribers. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming back. We love you. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends. And donate to Mike Beak on Patreon because he's poor and unemployed. And
that's why I'm so angry.
So,
I would think that all of these economic things were great if I was rich.
Speaking of being rich in a parallel universe, Google's quantum breakthrough. On the first time we did this show, we did talk about quantum computing way back then. When we talked about it back then, I believe I said that quantum computing is always 5 years away. And that still very well may be true. I don't know because I am not a quantum physicist. But what I can tell you is Google claims that their quantum computer, aka Willow, has processed 13,000, I think, qubits or something faster than anybody else, which means they're like the best. And then I went online and I found this other girl who explained it in a way that like made sense. And from what I understand, Google's quantum Willow supercomputer or semiconductor chip, I don't know, it's all these things at the same time, has made it breakthroughs in the sense that now it is broken some of the laws of thermodynamics, so the things we know about combustion engines and stuff like that, like moving faster, like it's going to rewrite that stuff and we're going to go faster. It's going to make new materials that we've never seen before, which is great. It's going to... it is. No, don't stop. Let me get... And it's going to help figure out more medicine quicker through the AI or whatever. But my point being, here's my major point, it's awfully convenient timing, number one. Number two, there's no way, like, this is where we're at. There's no way to disprove that they can't do this because who
Yes,
else
there
has,
is.
there's only like 5 other people with quantum. No, I'm just saying, the point is, if there is alien technology out there, Mike, the technology of my people, I am Mr. Green, animated here, then Google definitely has it, and they're doing the Apple iPhone thing, and they are just slow dripping it to us like in an IV drip. Like, yeah, it's like, turns out all those fourth dimensional beings you guys were crying about like a year ago, that was us. That was us breaking through quantum and making these new fast combustion engine jet fighters.
I love that idea, buddy. But isn't it more likely the actual iPhone thing where they had one idea and have been drip feeding us no fucking innovation? Like, we can get into the
what's crazy is
mechanics
that
of it,
my
right?
theory,
But like,
I make up in my head because it's more interesting than what's actually happening.
I know, right? And like, but that's kind of inherently the problem, right? Is that they're boringly destroying the world, right? Like,
dude, Mike, I don't know if it's me. Listeners, please, if you come across this short randomly, I need to know. Do you read your comments? So please leave one.
was that? I thought your question would be so. I thought that was gonna be like.
I had it and I lost it. I totally forgot what I was going to say.
Do you believe in quantum computing? Like, do you think that the laws of physics apply? Only until, like, here's the thing, Mike, and here's why you're right. Like, here's why I'm perceived as wrong, despite you and me have enough conversations back and forth that I'm right. Mm-hmm. Is like, they're just going, like, Google has the power to change our understanding of physics to make what they're saying is quantum computing, but what Google is doing is not quantum computing by the standards of quantum computing before Google existed.
Man, that was a lot of words. Break it down for me for all the dullards out there.
Okay, which part? Like, all right.
So you're saying they're doing quantum computing based off their definition of quantum computing?
Like, what I'm saying is like
quasi-quantum.
Okay, so let's talk about quantum particles for a second, I guess, right?
Qubits is what they call it. I don't know what that is.
Okay, what I'm going to need you to do is not use any more Google verbology while we're talking. But because I don't know what they're calling it, right?
And qubits is a thing, though.
Qubits are a thing. Sure, everything's a thing, Mike. All words are made up. Therefore, once a word's made up, it's now a thing, right? It's a circular logic that's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, all words are made up.
Okay, so Schrödinger's cat. Let's get into like the most basic people's understanding of quantum.
Okay, who was
right?
Schrödinger?
He was a dude. Who cares? He was a guy who had this theory that, like, the only, like, all right, so you have a quantum particle. You know? You explain it to me. What's a layman's idea?
Okay, so a great way of describing quantum computing is Schrödinger's cat, because Schrödinger's cat in a box. The box has a lid and there's no holes on it. In a box, baby. So the idea is that the cat is alive and dead at the same time. Because, like, there's only so much air in the box, but it's like you're only going to know if it's alive or dead based off the amount of time that's gone by before you open the lid.
Absolutely not. None of that's true. None of that.
Okay, like, what is it?
I mean, the physical thing that there's a guy with an idea of a cat in a box is true, but the cat is in a box with a quantum radii element.
No, fuck you. I'm looking it up. I don't think you're right.
And because you can't know the state of a quantum element until you look at it, you don't know whether the cat is alive or dead until you look at it, Mike. It's my theory of like,
can I just read what Google tells me?
Sure.
Schrödinger's box refers to the famous thought experiment involving a cat in a sealed box, a quantum-triggered mechanism that might kill it, and the concept that until the box is open and observed, the cat exists in a superposition of being both simultaneously alive and dead.
Yes. So the way that quantum compute, like, so think about this. A quantum element, like, it's not even an element, right? They're particles smaller than atoms. they can exist in multiple places at once. But
And this is from your knowledge of Ant-Man, right?
this is from me being smarter than all my science teachers. Anyway, no, this is just what it is.
Wait, are you really this smart? Because I don't know.
Yes. Okay.
What the fuck did you go to ECU
will you listen
for?
to me?
I'm just. Why did you go to ECU?
Because
You could have gone anywhere then.
all of my teachers gave me B's. Every teacher I ever had gave me a 0 in class participation because I spent my entire time questioning them. You were that kid that was
just an asshole.
Yeah.
The entire time. Like,
Well,
you tell me those stories,
but
and
Mike,
I think to
Mike,
myself,
here's the
okay,
thing.
you were an asshole one time.
No, Mike.
Year,
Here's the thing you
every
now
year?
know. Here's the thing you now know as an adult. Those teachers were bullshit. You know that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And they
Texas
wouldn't-
McGraw Hill was bullshit.
They wouldn't fucking let me coast. They were like, no, you have to do this. And I was like, well, if I have to do this, then we're all going to fucking do it right. And they didn't like that.
You're a man
did
of the people. You should have gone and ran for president or something.
Well, they ain't going to let me make Star Wars and they ain't going to let me be president. Anyway, what was I talking about? Quantum elements. Again, not elements. I'm using the wrong term. See, I don't know everything, right? Quantum particles.
But what did Jesus Christ think about quantum?
Jesus Christ wouldn't have known, but obviously we can
Jesus
get...
Christ.
We,
Have you heard of Jesus Christ?
Jesus
brother?
Christ
Jesus
on a
Christ.
quacker. Christ on a quacker. Christ
Jesus
on a quacker,
Christ.
everybody. Oh, I'm so sad what happened with Jesus. Anyway.
This is only the stuff you can find on the Patreon. No, I think we're too far in now.
All right. So anyway.
Quantum particles, Mike.
All right. So... So a quantum particle is a like an atom is here. You have an atom in your cell, and like it's where it is, right?
Yeah.
But quantum particles we can only tell where they are when we specifically look at them. So the concept of quantum computing is if you could figure out a way to have it exist in this one place at a certain time, in this other place at a certain time, with no time lost whatsoever, you could communicate through any two places in time and space, right?
So
Where these
Lex
two particles
Luthor
exist.
and Superman kind of thing? When he had that
Yes.
little portal? Man. So they just trying to so this is all part of this is the grift, Mike. They're subconsciously grifting us.
Yes.
Through Superman and James Gunn, but it didn't work. Now Larry Ellison's trying to buy Paramount. It makes sense. My brain can rationalize it any way it needs to go to connect the dots, but that seems like the most rational, I think.
Yeah, so the long story short, like, it would not be on an investor call that Google announced that they figured out how to know two locations of a quantum particle at the same time. That would break our concept of the universe, right? Like, I don't know, fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson or some shit would be on every single morning show if they actually did it, right? Or whoever the fuck the guy is.
Can I ask
now,
a question
right?
that also involves Neil deGrasse Tyson and quantum?
Yeah.
And I've always wondered this, and maybe you can answer it. When he came out of nowhere and was just like, I'm a famous science guy. Like, I've seen the other famous science guys, actually, talk on real stuff before they became, the Asian one with the gray hair, gray slick back hair. I've seen his rise and come up through time, But then all of a sudden, one day, Neil deGrasse Tyson is just like, oh, you haven't heard of him? He's, the best thing since sliced bread. And you're like, what did he do? He's no Bill Nye. I trust Bill Nye the Science Guy over Neil deGrasse Tyson more.
Well,
Because he's been with me longer. I saw his rise to fame. Where is Neil deGrasse Tyson? What has he done? Did he win a Nobel Prize or something?
Well, I think... Here's what I'll say real quick. The thing I like about Bill Nye the Science Guy, and to relate it to this...
It's a song? Yeah.
To this show and stuff is no, we're just guys. You know what I mean?
Let me be clear, everyone. I'm doing a bit, and most of the time I am doing a bit. I just feel like I'm just being really stupid today, so sorry, I apologize. Anyways, quantum computing.
I don't think any of this is a bit. Anyway. But no, Neil deGrasse Tyson is presented he comes on to Stephen Colbert's show and is like, this is Neil deGrasse Tyson, the world's preeminent astrophysicist, right? And just say on national TV enough times, the world's preeminent astrophysicist, and how many astrophysicists can anyone name? right? For the most part,
I know, that's
Neil
what I'm saying.
deGrasse
Like,
Tyson
there's
is
gotta
the
be
only
some-
astrophysics anyone can say.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, his level of intellect has to be that of the guy that, no better than the team of, like, Hubble telescope people looking out into deep space.
Well, Mike,
it's the same type
you know,
of credentials.
You think about
Just one's
like,
on TV, right?
Yeah, but then you think about the way America's working, and you're like, oh, well, like, the person who's the best at surgery doesn't become the world-renowned surgeon. It's often someone who washes out, like the reason Dr. Oz had a television show, I'm going to assume, is because he wasn't very good at being a fucking doctor.
Yep.
Because, like, I would assume if he was good at being a doctor, he'd, like, have, like, been, he wouldn't have been like, what's my out of being a doc? Like, whatever angle you want to look at it, it doesn't matter, right? Like, we live in a world where we're living in the opposite of Schrodinger's cat, right? Where I'm just like, no, that's a box with a dead cat in it. Because those people killed the cat. Why would they not have killed the cat, right? But no.
So what you're saying is, if the Hydrogen Collider created a different timeline, much like in the show Loki on Disney.
Okay, listen. All right, first of all, much like
be
in the show The Flash. All right, let's talk about The Flash. All right.
All right. The Flash. Which Flash? Ezra Miller's Flash or the CW's Flash?
No, like at some point we will, like, because I'm at my parents' house and they have Netflix and I like there's nothing worth watching on anything. I like the last time I was here, I like was rewatching some Arrow, and now I was rewatching Flash, and like I have thoughts. This isn't the place for it, but I do have thoughts.
Oh my god, I agree.
But
This is not the place for
Okay, but can I get back to my like? All right, so
quantum.
Explain
Go.
Schrodinger's box to me again. Now that I've said some things to you.
Do I have to?
Yes. Because I don't think
right, so,
I
listen.
think we've gone on too many like no, if this episode's just me explaining this, it's fine. I don't give a fuck. Like
I know. So it's a cat in a sealed box with a quantum mechanism that could either kill it or not kill it. That's the gist of it. So it's alive and dead at the same time.
All right, let me stop you right there. I don't like this is confusing with this mechanism. There's a radioactive isotope. Right?
It's whatever the widget is that does that.
And like you won't know until you look. Because there is a weird thing in quantum mechanics that does not exist in general Newtonian physics or whatever. That is perception based. Right? Like, for some reason, quantum elements care whether you look at them.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, Neil deGrasse Tyson did that experiment and didn't... No, he talked about
he killed
that
a cat?
experiment, that he killed a cat, and that some other scientist did it, and he took credit for it on TV. Pretty much is the gist I got. But yes, you're right. It's like watching the electrons go through the little vent thing, and it's like, but the electrons did something different whenever they viewed them versus not. It's like quantum.
You can't know. Because like quantum material is the stuff that makes up electrons.
Okay, so what is dark matter then?
Dark matter is the stuff.
Do you actually know? Yeah, I know what it is too.
It's the stuff in the universe that isn't matter, right? Like
yeah, but it also moves too. When you interact with dark matter, all dark matter moves, or some in different areas.
So I'm not up on all this, and we don't want.
But doesn't dark matter sound like quantum computing too?
But dark matter isn't dark.
That's a made up term, but isn't everything?
Dark matter isn't.
It's almost like it's an economy of nothing.
It's an umbrella term. It's an umbrella term.
Oh, do we live in an economy of nothing? Nothing makes sense anymore.
Yeah,
everything's made up, Mike.
Dark matter isn't a thing.
Captain,
dark
help
matter.
Me, Captain. I'm fading away. You have to animate this, Captain.
I won't animate it. Oh my God, this is such an interesting thing to look at. Mike, we're totally just in the reverse shot moment of this episode.
Please animate that part of me fading away.
Sure, okay. 33 minutes, so 23 minutes. All right, I'll write it down.
You're a genius. So you remember that timestamp without having to write it down, right?
I've been doing this for 20 years. Oh
my God. You are the worst.
Anyway.
Do you think Joel's listening? Hey, Joel, if you're listening.
Can I just finish this one last thought, and then we can move to the next thing? Dark matter is just an umbrella term for like the unexplained larger phenomena.
Do you think if God was real?
Wow! What a loaded supposition of that sentence. Wow! If God, wow, Mike, you're not giving me a chance to go one way or the other. But okay, Mike, let me come to your atheist fucking nonsense and assume God isn't real. Wow, my Lord and Savior, he's not there. All right, so I'm imagining a world that's just on fire. All right, continue.
Would Donald Trump be in your world?
I mean, I've lost track of what the bit I was doing was. So yes, he's either still the president or like we all killed him. I don't know. They were like Jesus came back and was like, well, yeah, throw a stone at that guy, fucking obviously.
Do you think Jesus supports our justice system and all the laws we have within
Well,
it?
so Mike, if we want to get into Jesus, like here's the real problem, right?
I don't know why I'm asking these questions.
No. I'm a fan. No, fuck it, right? This is the weirdest episode. The podcast is only going to get weirder as we become more ourselves on it and our characters become more us. But like, as we get crazier, it becomes more obvious that it's like, well, this isn't Mr. Green, right? Like this is the character in the show, right? And, but no, so like, I guess like my real thing is, right? And cause like, and this is purely based on me being raised as a Catholic, and so I don't want any Protestants who might feel differently about the divinity of Jesus and whether he's all man and all God or part. Like there's differences in Catholic beliefs. Mike, none of this means anything to you. This is purely a preface for like one guy who's going to subscribe right now.
I know. Yeah. I'm listening. Cook, baby, cook.
But so like Jesus the man is the fucking goat. Okay? Like,
yeah.
I don't know if I could right now because of like all the different, but like the words were like, Jesus didn't say nothing that I don't think I stand by, really. Right? If we're to take the Bible as, you know, a good version of the Bible as an accurate account of the words written in red, Jesus saying stuff. Like, no, it's all good.
Except
now.
Probably not the King James one, though. But
no, King James is the one I know.
Isn't that one with all the relics and shit?
The 2005 King James Bible is like the Bible of my... Now, I don't know if it's 2000... I don't know that. I don't know everything, Mike. But like the version of the King James Bible... Do you believe in like
archangels and swords?
That I had in 2005 was like the Bible I read. It was the Bible that was consistent with the things I had learned prior to it. And it's the Bible that when I talk about the Bible to people, it's the Bible I talk about. My point being, if Jesus is God, then he can go get fucked. Because if he was God, he could come and solve the fucking problems that he's not fucking solving. Which are problems of his creation if he's God and we are all his creation, right? So like my substantive problem is with the divinity of Jesus. If Jesus was just a dude who had been on earth being like, y'all should be nice to each other and shit, I'd be like, that's good. Like even the parts of him where he like invokes God, like I'm fairly cool with, right? Like even when like, Jesus is like, yeah, love God and love your neighbor as yourself. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Because in Jesus' idea of loving God is loving your neighbor. They're one and the same. It is a cycle that works, right? The way you prove your love for God is showing your love to your fellow man. That's all fucking great. And if that's what religious people were doing, I wouldn't have a goddamn problem. You know what I mean?
Religious people don't do that?
No, I think they do a bunch of wars and shit. And then try and, on the homeland, like, enforce their fucking moral bullshit that fucking can't be true.
Yeah. I just think it's a bunch of old... I just think a lot of the old people are dumb. Honestly, I just think a lot of them are dumb and racist.
Like, that's what I didn't want to, like, again, I didn't want to give out... I don't know. It's been like... I don't know why. It's when I get into the Christian stuff and you're like, why are Christians again? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it because if you listen to Jesus, it doesn't make any sense. And then if you think about the powers he has, it doesn't make any sense. And just not like
because nobody's read it. Nobody's read.
I know.
Nobody does it. People just go. They just fucking go, man.
But this is the thing that loses my mind. Right? Is like I've been accused my entire life of being someone who doesn't read, but I'm the only person in the world who's read the most popular book.
Yeah, which only because I think like every hotel at one point was by law had to have a Bible in its room.
I don't know. This isn't. I don't know. This is totally not what I want to talk about. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like I understand, but like, it's the point where I'm making.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
I'll cut all this out. I don't give a shit.
No, it's fine. I think the reason people, no matter what, choose to believe, even in the face of like all the ways it's used in corruption or what, is like because like when they choose that, then it gives meaning to the suffering that they're going through, and that's just.
I mean, that's
probably the one reason I would think anyone would do it, no matter what.
All right. Well, if we're going to have an incendiary podcast, I mean, it's the reason that, like, you know, the Klan uses so much, like, religious imagery, right? Is because they're taking that idea. Is this a good shot? I can't say. I turned off my seat.
Yeah, it's fine.
They're taking the imagery of religion, right? Which is this idea of suffering like you're suffering without purpose, but religion is giving your purpose suffering, right? And so then you think about like the Klan white supremacists, and you think it's like, okay, now that you have accepted that you're suffering, like what if we could like put a human face on that suffering, because like you can't blame God, right? You're suffering, you have to accept it like spiritually. But in the world, maybe we could like morph your brain into thinking this. But again, only for their profit. Like no one, I don't know.
There's a great show on television, and I can't remember the show, but there's a scene out there where it's like an NCIS, but it ends up she's being like, no, don't tell him. And the guy tells him in the room, and it's like this guy who's like a cop, like an FBI guy, but then he comes, he's actually like Jesus. And he's like, he talks about getting crucified, like he's like a time traveler, right? But like he's been alive this whole time. And he's like, and he goes, and he's like, I was in Jerusalem, they crucified me. And he's like, and through the teachings that I learned from the Buddha, I was able to heal and come back. And I fled those lands, never to come back again. And now he's like, and I was like, but like if you read some of Buddha's stuff and you read Jesus stuff, like if there was like two people that would have hung out or are the same person, wouldn't it be Jesus and Buddha? Don't you think that'd be like the same story told a different way, or like homies?
I mean, that's
maybe Buddha was a disciple. He didn't get included. Whenever I think people tend to forget that like the economy of nothing has always been the economy of nothing since the dawn of time. So back every time, like even to this day, they're like, oh, they found another scroll to the Bible by a new like book prophet. Notice I never put those in.
You know what it is, Mike? Like, I got it. I fucking got. Like I took my goddamn notes. Look, I'm definitely gonna animate me pulling out my notes, because if I'm gonna like talk for like a long time about nothing and be like, no, I had things to say. It just wasn't any of this stuff. Like no. That's it, right? There's no choice, right? The thing that you were saying that made me think was the George Carlin thing, where he's talking about like everyone pretends like there's choices, but there's only like 3 gas companies. There's only a handful of insurers. There's only 2 political parties, but you go to Baskin Robbins and there's 32 flavors. So like people think they have all these choices. And we've talked about it at the supermarket where it's like, look at all these cereals. And it's like, there's 4 fucking cereals. Like, but it's this illusion. Like, it's an illusion. Everyone's being tricked. But because they want to be, right? I think that's like the real.
We've accepted it. We've accepted the trick.
When you go to a hypnotist, right? Like, the reason it works is because there's people in the audience that want to be hypnotized. Hypnotism only works on people that want to be hypnotized, right? So then to bring it back to like people looking for meaning for their suffering and stuff, people want the bad things that are happening to them to be someone else's fault. And they want the good things that are happening to them to be of their making and design, right? And religion allows for that. And then America, as it has religionized our like political parties and stuff, right, it is the same thing, right? It's like giving people a thing they think they want, right? People, the real truth is that no one actually knows what they want, right?
Yeah. Mad Men's a great example of a show that was created and how marketing was created to give the illusion to sell you of what you want. Like, the great example that came of a time back then was like jewelry. It's like, get her the thing she wants for. And it's
Yeah.
did she want a diamond, or does she only want a diamond now because it's the expensive thing, and then other people got the diamonds? But like, you really trace back to like, especially now, knowing how diamonds are found, like the blood diamonds, if you will.
I mean, it's
and people prefer the blood diamonds over the manufactured in the house ones because the blood diamonds, there was real blood, sweat, and tears went in for them. Actually, that's really fucked up. That's probably the best. That's how you know we're mostly evil. We prefer the blood diamonds. The blood diamonds are worth more.
Mike, I legitimately can't get into blood diamonds.
What do you think? What do you think Jesus thinks about blood diamonds?
Mike, I couldn't I can't get into blood diamonds just because like I have been like on this train. Like, of all of the things that, like, if there are things that are the root of the economy of nothing, like blood diamonds has to be one of them. Like, diamonds are fucking valueless. They're carbon. They're one of the most common elements in the entire fucking universe. We can generate diamonds with a little bit of pressure in a lab. Like the entire idea of conflict-free diamonds only incentivizes there to be, like, they were like, hey, you can't, all right, well, we're going to have conflict-free diamonds, and we're going to charge you more for them, which means that all diamonds cost more money because they're only selling conflict-free diamonds, which means that the blood diamonds are also just as valuable when they can launder them, which they do with all of them. And they are all blood diamonds because they're all taken from people who were fucking colonized. And by the way, the De Beers Company has more diamonds in the fucking stockholds than you know what to do with. You should fucking shit diamonds. Who gives a fuck about a diamond? You ever notice how you get a diamond tip thing and it doesn't cost anything? Because diamonds are nothing. They're fucking carbon. They're the most fucking common shit you can find.
And you know that movie Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio? Did you ever watch that?
I have seen the movie. I mean, I have to assume that's when I found out about Blood. No offense to me or whatever, but like, when did that movie come out? When I was like 10? Like, do you know? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But I mean, dude, if you want to talk about the movie Blood Diamond, and we can go. Fuck it, dude. Here's my notes.
No, keep
out
going.
the window. Like, I was thinking about this with Jamaica, blood diamond. Blood diamonds really mean something when we can show the suffering of the white man. And I couldn't help but think, when all of the fucking hurricanes this week were hitting Jamaica and all these places, man, it's so nice that you guys are able to find these fucking white tourists every time to interview. I mean, everyone in Jamaica speaks English, so you could literally ask anyone. But I'm glad we can, like, really know how these white tourists are hoping they can get back for their fucking kids' soccer game. Like, fuck you. God fucking damn it, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, Jamaica's economy is going to get wrecked by that storm. They're all tourism over there. It really is sad. And I thought about today, like, if you're a Jamaican, born in Jamaica, or just live there in general, like, I remember going to one of the hotels in there, I mean, like, yeah, you want to know how much you take your life for granted. Go drive around Jamaica, and that's even still better than like Dominican
I know,
Republic.
man.
You know,
I
like
mean,
like we are so spoiled here. I mean, we call it an economy of nothing, but I mean, it is in our advantage.
I know, like,
Could be a lot worse. Yeah.
Like, but like, and that's where I wonder about all this global, because like at a certain point, right? Like, won't people in other countries, like, they must figure out what I'm going to figure out faster. That like the phone fucking sucks and it's ruining their lives and costing them a bunch of money, right? Like
Yes.
like because they're not distract. Like we have there's so much, dude. I'm sitting in my parents' house and like this is not like a shot of them. I'm just looking at this bookcase. It is this fucking row. It's like my nephews can't read this many fucking books. Like like did Dr. Seuss make this many books?
It always occurred to me that the saying when they go, people are smart, but a person is dangerous, right?
Oh
Like,
man,
I don't know.
I'll tell you what the saying is because
Yeah.
it's from Men in Black, and it's
Okay, what is it?
I
Yes,
think
say
of it all the time, and it's Will Smith, and obviously if you're watching visual radio, or probably maybe not on visual radio because I'm lazy with that, but on the short, this is just like I've cut it in while I'm talking over this. Like Will Smith sitting there and he's like, man, like, why don't you just tell people they're aliens? People are like smart, they'll get it, like they'll deal with it. And he's like, so yeah, man, a person can be smart. People are dumb and panicky. like people,
Panicky.
like
Yeah.
people are a problem. Like people. All anyone does is sit here and go, I don't want to be like an amorphous blob of people. I want to be an individual. But look at those fuckers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
But also, no one knows what even individuality is, because it's like you said, it's the illusion of choice.
No one is. Over my last 2 years of like self-discovery or whatever, like I think that like the thing I've decided is that like no one is really interested in like finding out who they really are, right? Like because so many people's of self-discovery, and I'll steal the one from Michael Saylor because fuck him and he fired me, and Bitcoin's a grift. But like
It's such a good...
it's like when MicroStrategy was about to lose all its money for the third time.
The third time, mind you. He was in a deep depression, Michael Saylor.
he apparently is the story. He went on a walk in like India, and that's where he like got the idea of like that Bitcoin could empower people or whatever, right? First of all, now that I'm telling this story, he got the idea that there were 2 billion people that he could grift out of money, even though they didn't have any. But like you can't walk the world to find yourself. You need to sit with yourself to find yourself. And I just don't think people do. I think people have stuff turned on all the time. I think people are always listening to things. I think sometimes people should sit with their own thoughts. And we had this, I don't know why I'm talking so much. Mike, it's a fun episode. We had this
I'm having
episode.
a good time.
I'm having a real because a couple weeks ago we hit season 2 has now done more episodes than season 1 or 0 into however you want to look at it. And there's like an episode where like doing this same thing and like Ryan's like, nah.
Ryan's like, not going there. But what about Moses? Moses
Yeah.
burning bush.
But like it is just so apparent that in I'll say this now because I've talked for something. Who could possibly still be listening? It's also the most hippy-dippy shit I've ever said in my life. Like, right?
I love it. It's great. It's a good time.
Like,
I mean, people have definitely checked out at this point. You can say anything you want now. Maybe Fran still listening. But hi, Fran.
I don't know. I just feel like I've just been ranting about nothing. I didn't even get to do any of my notes. But it's just one of those things where, like, obviously, when people are making profit off of food and medicine, they're bad fucking people. And then when someone is making money off of like selling like redundant systems to a food producer or a or a medicine producer, they're a worse person. And then if someone is specifically like targeting investments that will explicitly like raise the price of their stock while like hurting the value of like the product they do, like that's bad people, right? The world is run by bad people. And it has, to be clear, for its entire run, been run by bad people, right? And every now and then we get to angle slightly north. But we live in a time now where you cannot fucking hide from it. You can hide from me. You cannot listen to this, right? But like, they are lying to you. It's so obvious, right? Like,
yeah,
they are not generating any revenue in any of these businesses. They're not doing anything. Like, they're generating revenue in that they're stealing your money, but that is not what that's not the evaluation. I don't know, man. I'm fucking hot, and you didn't have any topics, and now I'm going, and I got my notes, and I threw my notes away to say the one thing, and now I've just been rambling. I didn't do any of it. I don't know. Just so you know,
like you lost it because you didn't know where the revenue was coming from, and you had it, but you were afraid to commit to it because I think what you were about to say is like, and all the money that they're making off you is due to ads. Because that's really what it is. It's like if they can't get you to buy something, we can get corporations to take up ads.
Thank you so much, Mike. But like, if you're making all your money off of the ads, and the other people are making money off the ads, so like you're not making the money off of selling the products,
which you're making money off the ads,
which the fundamentals of business. The idea of doing ads is so that you'll sell your product, right? And so this reciprocity of ads that these tech companies have been doing for the last 20, 15, 10 years, who gives a shit what year it is, right? Where like Google's buying ads on Twitter and Twitter buys ads on Google. And like, it's all like, now this is what's happening with like NVIDIA and AMD and OpenAI and all this shit and their chips, right? They're all just like circulating the money around. And then they're going, look at our revenues. You should evaluate us at 50 times our fucking revenues. Despite the fact that like, this is the same $100 getting fucking passed around.
Yeah. They say that this is the stuff that happened during the .com.
This is fucking Enron, dude. This is Enron.
But like a global
looked it
stage.
up. Yes,
so this is
right.
This is Enron on a global stage.
Yeah. All right. So like,
so if you had to say who would be the corporations that would be the Enrons, if you had to not financially advise any of this, but
first of all, NVIDIA, NVIDIA, Oracle, Tesla, Microsoft, AMD, others. I don't know, but they're all anyway. Name some more.
So anyone that's working with OpenAI is what you're saying, and Microsoft.
Yeah. OpenAI is the fence, right? OpenAI is the thing through which the money is being laundered.
Because it's a non-for-profit. Yeah. But now it's about to go for profit, and there's a chance in 2026 it could IPO. Do you think that's when the bubble pops?
No, I don't think the bubble pops.
Ever?
Because nobody's
going to listen to this podcast.
No one's going to listen to this podcast. No one gives a shit. Like, I'm listening to CNBC. Like, before this, when I was writing all these notes that I haven't gotten to use for anything we're talking about. And it's like this guy who's like there. He not only knows what I know, he knows more than I know.
Please make the camera do what that did right there. Like, you mad, and that shot was great to go from an animated.
I'll put this in the
just like
hello visual radio. We're not AI. We're people. Hello, Mike.
We're people.
Hello. We're people.
Yeah, hello. We're not people.
And
we're people.
Yes, sorry. I'm just fucking good at this. Anyway,
it's not AI.
No. What was your question? OpenAI, it's a big grift. Okay?
All right, and what is your other than the circular loop? Is it all the promise deals and all the
Okay, Mike,
him trying to create shareholder value?
Okay, here's my example, and I just want you to know that, like, don't take any of these exact words right, but they apply to everything, right? Like, we're going to get lost if it's like, well, explain to me why. Well, that's not exactly what's happening here. I'm like, it's fucking close enough. I got the George Carlin quote. Don't worry about it, right? So so this comes from a guy on, I'll put it in the description. It was a good video I saw, and I watched a bunch of stuff, but he's the one who like broke down, like, this is the thing we need to talk about. It's about, like, let's just talk about XAI, right? Because we love shitting on Elon Musk. This will just be a shit on Elon Musk. So, like,
I love shitting on Elon.
So, like, I don't need to, like, go after a thing you like and like, oh, well, actually, I'm invested a little bit. Anyway, so do you know what XAI is?
It's Elon's quote unquote AI company. That's part of his X Everything app, right?
Well, that's going to get very confusing. But yes. He likes the letter X, and ever since, like, he's ever had any money, he's been trying to make X.com a thing, right? Like, that was the first thing he ever tried. It didn't work. Then he invested, whatever, in PayPal. We don't need to go through the whole Elon Musk. Anyway.
No, I mean, I like it. Keep going.
So XAI is an AI company that Elon Musk kind of peeled off of Tesla. Okay?
Yeah. Well, he leveraged Tesla to make it, I think. Yeah.
Yes, but he also, like, took, like, personnel and capital and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and so now we're living in a world where Tesla's evaluated so high. We talk about this all the time. How is Tesla the number one car maker when they don't make the most fucking car? You know what I mean? It doesn't, like, this doesn't add up. And Tesla's, like, arguing these days that, like, well, you need to evaluate us as a tech company and as, like, an AI company, right? Don't evaluate us as a car maker.
But those are private companies that he had to make, right? So now, but everybody, I don't think, knows that. And that's why Tesla's valuation is so high, right?
Yeah. So now what Elon's going to do, motherfucker, I looked it up. It's Proposition 7 on the next Tesla stakeholders meeting or shareholders meeting is for Tesla to fund XAI. The thing that Elon Musk took out of Tesla to make an AI thing where he took their AI stuff. Then Tesla said, well, we're kind of an AI company now, so we should invest in this other AI company because they have the tools and personnel we may need. And I'm like, you mean the tools and personnel that Elon Musk took from you guys a couple years ago? So now you're going to use your money that you got from saying you were doing the stuff that you're now saying you need them to help you do.
Because he has to. Do you know why? Because he has to. He can't make
because AI is not making anyone any money.
I know, and he hasn't figured out autonomous driving, and the only way he could do that is with more data. So he had to create an AI company to finish this long-term goal, and he's like that. But he also, like, wants to make a robot army. He also wants to be the first man that's a trillionaire. That's pretty obvious in the pay package.
I mean,
deal.
He's going to be
no
the first
one
man
should
I
approve of
kill,
that.
frankly.
Nobody. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. He is joking.
What are the odds?
What are the odds that happened?
Like fucking.
I don't know. There's a timeline now due to quantum computing. There's a timeline now, Mike.
What are the odds? Like, Mike.
That we're in the time.
Like, here, let me just be very clear, okay? That, like, given the opportunity, I would murder. First of all, I wouldn't murder Elon Musk because I would feel it's justified. But anyway, I would absolutely kill Elon Musk given the opportunity. But when would I ever be given the opportunity? And let's just note that the opportunity needs to be, like, also an opportunity for me to, like, kind of get away with it. Which, of course, this ruins slightly, right?
But, yeah, like, probably cut this.
but like to be clear, like, I'm not trying to, like, I'm not. None of the homicides I'm planning are, like, blaze of glory homicides. They're all like, I'm getting away with this, right? Like, I'm not like, like, because no one's gonna care, right? Like there'll just be another guy. I'll just do it. Like,
Mike, do you want to hear an interesting fact?
I'd love to hear you say anything.
The private security sector of the stock market is like It's been like outpacing the S&P 500. They're mostly private companies that are out there, but like so that tells you that all the billionaires are getting a little shaky. They're like, oh, they're getting a little on to us ever since that United Health killing. We're all like it's basically living in a neighborhood is the essentially if you're a billionaire like having ADT home security is having your own private security team. So like that's the equivalent now.
Yeah. All right. So Mike, I guess since I agree with you, and I'm looking at my notes, and what is this episode? Who gives a shit? I want to just talk about this NVIDIA stuff, right? Because you've been so bullish on NVIDIA, and
Yeah,
I've been like, no, Mike, this entire AI thing's a grift, right? And this
right,
is,
but NVIDIA is the only one that's actually deserving of the revenue, and I'll tell you why. Because they have the fastest chips. That's why, and they need more chips. There's not enough chips.
But their revenue's bullshit.
Their revenue is bullshit now because they got wound up in the whole OpenAI thing. Because it's just now it's going to be like circular. So essentially, this all has to come to fruition, or it will pop one day.
But Mike,
it is a war versus I think
where like
on the
here,
sense
so
of
here's
who gets the revenues first.
Here's
That's
the question.
The war. Yeah.
Here's the question I have for you: is where is the demand for AI outside of big tech and like equity?
Mike, if you would read the books I tell you to read, the demand is for basically there's two schools of thought here. Either all the people that are super like have a hard on for AI is the reason that it's the same people like Peter Thiel obsessed with the Antichrist. But the reason is that they look at it from this. There's either like the school of thought of live forever, right? Because nothing matters.
Okay.
Or dataism, as far as like we're all algorithms, we all add to that. But the point being is they all want to eventually altered carbon, man. It's altered carbon. It is they want to live forever, to do whatever they want for as long and stay in power as long as they can. So they will build systems to give them the answers that they want. They can get them there, and then they would also use those systems to build better medicine for them that only they could afford. That's essentially the goal of humanity, so that they can be upgraded into technology or become like superhuman to a level where they become gods and live forever. Like that's the two schools of thought. Honestly, from a scientific point of view.
Is that?
That's it. That's all.
Are people? Is that?
But then you think about how revenue's generated, and it always comes back to ads. It's like
I know.
It's like
dude. Okay, so
live
like
forever,
this is
superhuman.
This
or
is
ads.
like yes, right? Like so.
That's
this
why
is
I don't
like,
take anything serious anymore. This is all
I know,
ridiculous.
This is like the thing where like I'm like okay, someone has to admit to me this is fucking bullshit, right? Like I'm looking at like ChatGPT and like that's open and all that stuff, and they're right now it's all this. They're trying to be like this like super apps like oh well you can get in here and you can order your DoorDash and get your Spotify and all this kind of stuff, and it's like Mike, I wrote it right here. It's the fucking Xbox One. They're just like, hey, don't you want to not have a bunch of apps? What if you had one app that had a bunch of apps in it? I'm like, you mean like my phone? That's one thing that has a bunch of apps in it. And now you want me to have one app on my phone that has a bunch of apps in it.
I find it
yes, we understand that all of you want to be fucking middlemen because the entire economy of America is people just taking money while it's transferring between people actually doing shit.
Because we don't make anything anymore.
We don't make shit. We just reach in someone else's pocket. Here's another clip from The Wire that's not going to do well as a short. What's wrong with everyone?
Nobody's watched The Wire, I'm convinced.
No one has seen The Wire.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
The only people that saw The Wire were like the people that like didn't make any money in the .com.
I don't know. It's not. I mean, no one's ever going to be able to see The Wire again because HBO is going to be bought by Paramount or whatever, and like
they're not going to give away the secrets.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Do you think they're going after John? I bet you they're going after John Oliver. What if this is all that is?
No, man. John Oliver is a useful clown, dude.
All right.
Like what I'm saying is, it's like John. and again, we've talked about this before. John Oliver's response to this will be, well, I'm just a comedian. Okay. They have done 5, 10, a million years of that show where every year, every week they do like a big topic. Absolutely none of them have been addressed in any way by anyone anywhere, right? And if you start looking at it, of course they're not, because they're late on all of this shit, right? Like, I was watching something that came up on my YouTube and I'm like, oh, John Oliver on sports betting or something. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, he's like, well, 5 years ago we talked about it. I was like, dude, like, if you're just going to cover a topic every like 5 years, like, well, first of all, obviously your coverage of it 5 years ago didn't fucking do anything, right? And I'm but again, how much could John Oliver possibly say about sports betting when like Warner Brothers has contracts with all these leagues who have contracts with all these betting apps? Like, yeah, sure. Stephen Colbert is speaking truth to power when power still writes your fucking paycheck.
And you didn't quit.
Right? It's like these guys, like, fucking quit. Fuck you, Stephen Colbert. Quit. Like, fuck, like, what Stephen Colbert needs to do, and not to me, because fuck me, I'm just a guy who's a cartoon on YouTube, and this is late in the episode, and no one's listening to it. But, like, why the like, I made him fire me for so much less.
Yeah.
These people have nothing. Nothing. Every single time, they don't tell jokes that are any good. They're the same jokes they've been telling for years, and every once in a while they have a good punchline. I'm like, oh, that was probably the one guy in your fucking office that you're going to fire next week.
Exception of Conan. I think Conan's pretty funny.
Conan's too self-involved. Like,
I mean, he does think a lot of himself.
Like, what I'm saying is, like, Conan could.
Yeah.
Like, Conan O'Brien, I think, has not spent his capital ineffectively up to this point. If Conan O'Brien wanted to come out tomorrow and be a real motherfucker, I'd listen.
I think I'd listen to Conan too.
I don't know that he has anything.
Because I think because he's so not serious, for the one time in his life, if he came out and was like, no, I'm very serious about this.
It's the Jon Stewart problem, right? Of like,
he's done the serious thing too many times and then folded on it every time.
You can only go, give me camera 2. I got to talk seriously. And like, look, like, it's like you've done that for like 15 years and it hasn't affected any of your personal decisions, right? You'll still go to Apple. You'll still come back to Paramount. Like, you don't give a fuck if it makes you a buck, right? Which is fine. I understand that, like, my problem is, Mike, and it's the religion problem, right? Is we are all projecting. Like, you and me need to do whatever we can to get a buck. And so we go like, oh, well, so does Terry Crews or Jon Stewart or what. I don't know why I'm calling Terry Crews. I feel bad about that. John, I don't, because he's in, like, he's in everything, but I don't, anyway, but it's, sorry, Terry Crews.
Terry, if you're listening.
Like, I like Terry Crews. I do like Terry Crews. But like, I don't know why Terry Crews came to mind. I feel so bad. Can we apologize to Terry Crews for a little while? But no, listen, I'm sure he's done stuff that, like, it's one of those things, if I get too apologetic, someone will be like, well, you know, he did this. I'm like, well, I didn't apologize at all. No, Terry Crews.
Take it back. He's a job.
Like, you know what I should do over our Christmas break is go through all the podcasts and find our real one lists and then go with the ranking. But my point was, right, like, we're giving these people our benefit, right? Like, I got to do what I got to do to eat, right? You got to do what you got to do to eat. Jon Stewart could never do anything ever again and eat perfectly fine.
It's still better.
So why the fuck is he doing what he's doing? Why is his response to the last 15 years to go do the fucking thing he was doing 15 years ago that didn't. Jon Stewart, I hate to fucking break it to you, but the world is worse than when you started The Daily Show. Sorry, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Your commentary and criticism of America has not made America a better place.
Okay, so can I add some perspective here?
Absolutely. I'm a little, I'm filling. You said you didn't have any topics.
No, I do have topics on the topics you're discussing. So in the sense of perspective, that I think it's really easy to look at Jon Stewart as a real person when really, even on TV, he is a character. Even though it's his real name, like everything he's doing is character on television. And I think it's real easy to think that he's doing it because he wants to. My point being is, if you are a money maker for like a huge fucking network that relies on the revenues that comes in because it's a publicly traded stock, like, I would venture to bet that there's people don't get to leave when they want to. You know what I mean? Like there could be people literally trying to get out. I'm just saying, like, it could be a mobby type situation trying to kill people that are stars. I don't know. But I do know politicians die every day, Mike.
The answer to your question, as always, is money. Right? Like, no, Jon Stewart's doing the things he's doing because they're paying him money to do it. And he wants the money to do it more than he wants to not do it. Right? Like that's,
so, okay. So, all right, that's fair. So then this analogy, then, anyone that likes Jon Stewart, you were actively listening to him, full well knowing that you are not helping change anything by listening to him.
Yes.
By full well knowing that he's just joking about it to make you feel better about it.
Yes, if you've been listening to The Daily Show for the last 20 years like I have, like,
you like the smell of your own farts.
It's worse. Yes, Mike, this is people smelling their own farts. This is, like, for the lack of fucking anything else to say, this is limousine liberalism, right?
That's a great way of putting it. It's a way to just, like, look out the window and be like, it's terrible what they're doing over there. But let me have some more champagne, Gladys.
Right? Like, it's just like these fucking dickheads. Like, everyone who is on TV.
And just to be clear, Mr. Green would totally be the guy in the fucking...
I just want to be so clear that all we want to do is sell out, guys.
Please, someone buy RIPs. It's so boring Amazon. Without money.
Mike,
money is a lot more fun when you have more of it.
Because I have, like, the idea that one day we will fight.
Have I considered that?
Like, not physically. Like, we're gonna have an argument one day about this, and about, like, the money we take from it.
Oh God, yeah, but also whatever, who cares? It's not real, man. It's made up.
No, but like
money. It's not real.
Like, I don't know. It's like I think about, like. And this is the craziest thing of all time, and we'll end on this because no one's listening to this, obviously. But, like, would I let The Economy of Nothing, the animated series, be on Amazon Prime? And it's like...
yes.
And so here's the thing, Mike. I've thought about this, and I know my condition. Would you like to know what it is?
$1 trillion?
Nope.
$1 billion?
Nope. It's that we get to call the Nothing Corporation Amazon.
Oh. Well, maybe by then they'll let you do it.
Yeah. But like, that's what I'm saying, right? It's like this thing where, like, you watch, like, The Boys. And they're like, oh, Vaught, imagine a company that's terrible. I'm like, you mean like this
Comcast
streaming service we're on?
You mean fucking Comcast and Netflix, like, and
yeah, like you mean Amazon Prime? Like,
I mean that's kind of funny because Amazon Prime did that one, but they're like, we're not gonna call it Amazon Prime.
Yes, but it's one, but like it's one of those things where, like, it just doesn't hit quite hard enough because like, and it's one of these things where like in 20 years, there's going to be 1,000 YouTube essays that are saying what I'm saying right now in so much more eloquent ways because they'll have more of the information, right? But I'm saying that like, I know for a fact that there are like things that like the boys specifically say in certain ways to appease Amazon. And the only reason Amazon would care is because of how specifically evil they are as a company, right? Like, I don't know. Like, again, companies can't be evil. The people that run them are, right? But like...
And speaking of the boys, I don't know if you've been keeping up with it, but it's slowly turning into Supernatural, the show on the CW.
Yeah, well, I think Eric Kripke, the creator of Supernatural, is the creator or the showrunner of The Boys. So yeah.
Okay, so you have Soldier Boy as Dean on the show, and I'm pretty sure I saw a trailer for the other
brown haired one's gonna come back. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm down for this. But
is Jeffrey Dean Morgan not in that show?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna bring him too. They do on everything.
Is Jeffrey Dean Morgan not in The Boys? Is that
no? He is in The Boys.
I imagine him in The Boys.
He's inside. He's inside. No, he's inside Carl Urban's character's head. Yeah, I forgot.
Right?
Yeah,
like
yeah, dude. It's
he's his mentor or something, right?
Dude, like, if they bring on the Angel dude, like we are full on Supernatural. I forgot the Angel dude's name.
Mike, what was the name of that show? I think it was a CW show. I didn't see some, but there was a show where a guy like saw dead people or he knew the devil. It like came on around this like. Does that mean anything to you, or there was a guy with a beard?
Oh, doesn't matter. Your pretty face is going to hell.
I have no idea. No, I don't know.
Did you watch it on HBO?
No, this was a CW. I think maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I only watched like an episode. Crowley. You're talking about Crowley from CW, Supernatural, right? Crowley.
Yeah, but like I think this was like it wasn't a spin-off of Supernatural, but it was like the show that was that was I think on the CW that was like a kind of like a comedy Supernatural. It was like they were dealing with the supernatural stuff, but it was like a 30-minute joke show. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. No one's listening, so we can just talk about whatever. Right. Like, here's another random show I saw. No, it's cool.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Mike, can I ask you a question before we end this episode? Was it any good? I know I rambled.
I think it's very good.
As I always say, Mike, to be clear, you are the audience for all of this. So
I laughed. I laughed a lot, so I had a good time.
The thing that makes me super interested. Like, subscribe, share, review, watch. If you do anything else, watch the beginning of The Economy of Nothing visual radios, because that's where I'm doing the fun shit.
Anyways, like and subscribe, share and view, do whatever you gotta do. Thanks for listening. Go to the Patreon, economynothing.com. We need money. All right, thanks for listening. Have a good one. See you on the next one. economynothing.com. Like and subscribe.
Good. Get it.
Look at the video.
Mike, I need a catchphrase. Get down on the upswing.
And it's like, get fucked.